You want to save a ton on feed? Well, I'll show you. And it involves buying a ton of feed. Now you may ask yourself, how do I deal with a ton of feed? How do I unload it? How do I serve it out? These are things you can all do pretty easily. You know, if you have a tractor, or if you have a friend that has a tractor, or if you can get the shipper to unload it for you, it's not that hard to deal with. Come on, let me show you how it's done. Pardon the mess, but this is the feed locker. So this is where we keep our tons of feed, and we put them on these platforms. Now you notice that the ceiling comes right up there, so we cannot load these while they're in here. So we made them movable with these wheels. Now you'll see these wheels are pretty heavy duty. They hold about 600 pounds a piece. So if you're going to build one of these, make sure these wheels hold about 600 pounds a piece. That will give you 2,400 pounds of load capacity, which will cover the feed and the lumber itself. And it'll give it a little extra strength to get pushed around. My wife and I were able to shove these in here, and so we loaded them outside with the tractor because obviously we need more vertical clearance to get them on there, and then we just rolled them in here. These bags have an opening at the top and at the bottom. You can untie it, and you can untie that and pull it out. It makes a spout, and you can put a valve on it. This here valve is called a Fledbag. It costs about $200 retail. And this one here is my redneck version, and it works just as well, and it costs about $30. So I'll put a link up to the plans where that's available. The plans for these stands is also available in the same book. Check out the link, which will show up right here, hopefully. Now the reason I don't feed these out from the top is because the last time we did that, we got feed moths really bad, and they took over everything. And while it's not in itself really harmful to the chickens because they eat them, you will lose feed, and it's not really fun dealing with all the worms that get everywhere and the moths flying everywhere when you open the bag. So if you can, avoid opening the top, unless you have a way to prevent the feed moths, which we couldn't find anything. We tried everything to try to kill them, and nothing got rid of them except getting the feed gone. So yeah, let me give you the penny tour of the feed room. Nickel tour, dime tour, dollar inflation. So this is, well, it was a garage, but this is now our feed room. We use it to store all kinds of different stuff, mainly feed, but seasonal things. We have a dehumidifier here in the corner because we live in Florida and this is a swamp, and it has a hose that feeds out to the back of the barn outside where the water drips out, so we don't have to constantly change the tray. And because this was a garage for collector cars, there is an extractor fan in the roof that is set on a timer, so we can set a timer to kind of cycle the air in and out of here and keep it fresh. And yeah, feed bags are up off the floor. Not only does it keep it from getting kind of funky on the bottom, but it keeps it from, you know, creatures getting up into it. And it helps us dispense because it's easier to dispense out the bottom for us than it is out the top. And we keep the container sealed, no problems with feed moths and whatnot. What I do in the morning is every other day I fill one of these buckets with feed, and I will show you how that works. We go through about half a bucket of feed a day for the chickens and a half a bucket of feed a day for the pigs. And as soon as the Freedom Rangers are getting big, they'll be going through a lot of this too. So we have pig feed, layer feed, and broiler feed. Let me refill this bucket for the layers. I'll show you how it's done. All right, I got one take to do this, because I don't know what I'll do with this bucket if it's full and I gotta reshoot. So hopefully this works. Boom. There it goes. peasy. And now we're gonna feed the piggies so you can see how this one works. All right. You will see here that occasionally you do make a mess on the floor, but you can just sweep this up with a dustpan and throw it back in the bucket. Another thing to think about, sometimes you do get what's called tunneling, where a sort of cavern will open up in the center of the thing and it'll stop feed from going down into the spout in the bottom. In that case, you just give it a smack and it will kind of, you know, loosen that up a little bit and it'll run down in there. I have a smacking stick here just for that purpose. Let's talk money. Tractor Supply has organic layer pellets for $36 a bag plus, and that's a 35-pound bag, so you're paying $1, more than $1 a pound. This stuff is soy free, GMO free, organic. The layer feed and the broiler feed are corn free. So it's whole grain, it's not pellets, so you get more nutrition. The pelletizer machines heat that stuff up and it, you know, knocks some of the nutrition out of it. So let's go over cost for this top quality feed here. The hog feed, 56 cents a pound. The layer feed, 58 cents a pound. The broiler feed, 63 cents a pound. Those prices are to my door delivered. That includes the shipping. It would be 46 cents for the broiler, 41 cents for the layer, and 39 cents for the hog if I were to just go and buy it at the mill. But that's up in Kentucky. That's like 12 hours away. I'd pay more in fuel to get it here than it costs for shipping. So much better to do it that way. Yeah, it came to 17 cents a pound for the shipping plus the bags. So there's that. That's still, you know, 58 cents a pound or more than $1 a pound. And this is for better quality feed. You make the choice. I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. All of this cost savings is, of course, predicated on the idea that you can unload this from a tractor trailer when they deliver it, which requires a loader of some kind. And if you don't have one that can lift 2,000 pounds or more, my suggestion is make friends with somebody who can, or maybe you can get a crane of some kind, or build a crane of some kind if you're resourceful. Just something that can lift that weight and get it on one of these platforms, and then you can cart it around however you got to cart it around. Yeah, so anyways, I hope this video was helpful. Hopefully it can get you maximum results for minimum money and save everyone a lot of cash, because it's getting harder to come by these days. All right, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I will catch you all later.